What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so now I understand, now I get where some of this Isaiah Thomas chatter was coming from. I believe he appeared on something called the Pivot Podcast. And, that's where he was talking about how, I think in his opinion, the NBA made changes to help a guy like Michael Jordan win titles. And I did a video on my other channel talking about that. But in this particular video, I'm going to put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. So apparently, Isaiah Thomas was saying how, when Michael Jordan rages about people doing him wrong, he said that, on the contrary, when Michael Jordan first came in the NBA, he was nothing but nice to the guy. And that, initially, they were friends. And they got along well. So, despite the fact that Michael Jordan, talks about how Isaiah Thomas and, some of these other guys are assholes, he's saying that it's Michael Jordan who's the asshole, right? Well, look. Number one, let me say this too. When I'm looking at that article, I don't see objectivity. I see the person who wrote the article siding with Isaiah Thomas for the most part, saying that, Michael Jordan probably had a tendency to rub people the wrong way, and the only way this can be resolved if Michael and Isaiah come to a truce, and that's not going to happen, given Michael Jordan's nature. Now, that doesn't really seem to be objective, because you're basically saying, you're siding with Isaiah Thomas as if everything that he's saying is true. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Michael Jordan has said that before. He said that initially he and Isaiah Thomas got off pretty well got along very well. So that's not the thing. It was a series of events that led to the deterioration of their relationship. He believes that there were certain things. First of all, even though Isaiah Thomas makes it seem like he and Michael Jordan were very close, I don't think that they were very close. They probably communicated. They were probably acquaintances. But making it seem like they were like swimming buddies, that doesn't even sound right. That doesn't even sound like Michael Jordan. That doesn't sound like anything that I've ever read in regards to their relationship. I think they probably did have times where they associate with each other, and may have been a couple times where, he may have gone over into Isaiah Thomas's family, introduced him as a rookie to the veteran. But that might have been part of the problem. As long as Michael Jordan showed the proper obeisance as a newcomer, a rookie, an underling to Isaiah Thomas's sage veteran, that's cool. Showing him around Chicago and all that. But when Michael Jordan began to rise and his stardom rivaled and then ultimately eclipsed Isaiah Thomas, I think that's when the problem started. Got to remember, when he was a rookie, Michael Jordan, there was the infamous freeze-out game. Now, they claim, the ones who say that, hey, we didn't freeze out Michael Jordan, they're saying that, Michael's just, paranoid about that. I don't know. Something happened where Michael Jordan thought that they were trying to make him look bad and teach him a lesson. The rumors are they didn't like the fact that this guy was getting all of this, all of these multi-million-dollar deals, all of this publicity, all of this fandom, all this stardom, all this buzz, and he hadn't done anything yet. To a lesser degree, it happened to Magic Johnson his second year in the NBA. Remember, he won a championship his rookie year. He won Finals MVP. He started getting a lot of endorsements. He started hanging around a lot of celebrities. Maybe he did get a little bit big-headed, and there was rumors that it was causing friction between him and his teammates. So this is a real thing that does happen. These are human beings who have egos. So look, we weren't there. We don't know. We got to go off of what people have said. Generally speaking, I think what happened is over a series of years, Michael Jordan's stardom eclipsed Isaiah Thomas. It bothered him, just like it always bothers him that he's not seen on the same level as Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan. But at least those other guys predated him. But his ego couldn't take that Michael Jordan's stardom superseded his, and it really bothered him that Isaiah Thomas is from Chicago. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, raised in North Carolina, but this man was the toast of the town in Chicago. And by the late 80s, early 90s, Isaiah Thomas was a villain in his own city. I think that to this day still burns him. I know it would bother anybody. It would bother me if all of a sudden I became anathema to Richmond, Virginia. If my name became anathema to Richmond, Virginia. So at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I think there's a lot of jealousy involved. You gotta look at the track record. Isaiah Thomas is the same dude who couldn't take Adrian Dantley challenging his stardom or challenging him, period, in Detroit. Remember AD was the leading scorer for the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs, both in 1987 and 1988. And, unlike the other players, AD was his own guy. AD was already an established star. So Isaiah's stardom, he couldn't make AD bend to his will. And that bothered him. So he maneuvered to have AD traded for Mark Aguirre. We already know how Isaiah Thomas did Magic Johnson, his so-called best friend. This is supposed to be your best friend, and you went around and, you started spreading rumors about the guy, that he was gay and all this type of shit. Your friend, who, by the way, even though Magic can be full of shit with some of the things he said from almost a, I don't want to say political, but, Magic can be full of shit when he's saying things from a pseudo-political standpoint, like, or maneuvering, yeah, I support this draft pick. The Lakers, but still, Magic had the heart to forgive you in that scenario. It'll never be the same, but who's the one that was crying? It was you, because it was years of guilt and pent-up shame. So at the end of the day, is Michael Jordan an asshole? Absolutely. He may be an asshole. But that personality led to him being the successful person that he is today and always has been. Isaiah Thomas may be a nicer guy to people face to face, but history shows that he's a bit of a snake. He'll show you one face, but then behind your back, he's saying other shit. That's what history says about this guy. And that's why, 1992 happened to Isaiah. It was his own fault. He caused that. He's the reason why he wasn't on the Dream Team. Should he have been on that team? Absolutely, from a talent standpoint. But he caused that. Period. He caused that. He caused that. And it wasn't just Michael. It wasn't just Michael. Now, they wouldn't have had Michael if he was on the team. But if you recall, Magic didn't want him on the team. 2-3 years earlier, they were friends. Magic felt betrayed by Isaiah Thomas. Pippen didn't want him. Clyde Drexler didn't want him. A lot of other guys didn't want him. Remember, he was like, Scottie Pippen? Man, I don't care about my age. They didn't want you on the team, bro. So they went with Stockton. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Tell me what you guys think.